Hello guys, and welcome back to the Brush Guy channel. Today we are doing a bit more in preparations for spring and putting our garden in. So at the moment we've got an old shed set up where we in the house we used to live, which was just next door to where we live now. And yeah, so we're gonna go and pull that down and bring it over to our place, because when we left it had already been snowing and it was a little bit, well, stuck in the snow. But now it's all melted around there and we can pull it apart and take it over. So the first thing we need to do is just clean all the stuff that was left in here out, and then we can start pulling it apart.
Fine, you can film, I'll do it all.
Alright guys, so we got it all pulled down and brought over here. Now we just gotta stand it up. Come on! More strength!
More energy.
Alright, I gotta help him out.
Hopefully we don't get too many strong winds this spring. I guess you'll be hearing it in your window if it's open. Rattle, 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 flap, 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 flap.
That's too hard, so if we just pin it there, then we can sort this bottom bit out later.
We have got the hothouse all set up. We've got most of the plastic on, so that's pretty much ready to go. We've still got to put a few shelves in so that we can put all our pot plants in there for our seedlings. While I'm at it, I'll show you the backyard and we'll see what's happening there. As you can see, these trees, we've done a bit of pruning on them. We've pruned them up. They're a little bit overgrown. The people that were here before hadn't been on top of that, so we just trimmed them up. And here is the backyard. So there's quite a lot less snow than last time I showed you. Last time we still had big piles everywhere. So a lot has melted in the last week. In my last video, I showed that we did an experiment with some black cloth on top of the snow to see whether it would help melt the snow. The result, I'll link that video in the top corner there, but the result of that, it didn't really work, because it didn't sit solid on the snow, so there was still cold air that managed to sort of get underneath it, and the material also breathed, and it ended up melting it, but the water sat underneath it and it just froze and turned into like a slab of ice. So that wasn't the best way to melt snow, but it was worth a shot. But what we have been doing is just all these big piles. We start shovel them out into the grassy spots, and it really melts quite fast. As you can see, with all these trees here, we just set a washing line up as well, just to get some of the washing out of the house, because it's finally warm enough. But yeah, we pruned all these trees up, and then later on we'll put some plants along the edge here, underneath these trees. So yeah, that's pretty much all that's happening in the backyard at the moment. It's not quite warm enough for seedlings yet. We're still getting frosts at night, so they've got to stay inside. But with the hothouse, we should be able to start putting some of the more frost tolerant plants out, and that'll be great. We'll have a little bit more room inside. Right now, just about every single windowsill of the house is full of plants, so it's a very good thing, but we have limited room. So guys, it's been a week or so since we put the hothouse up, and we've got all the shelving in now and seedlings, so I thought I would show you in there. That's the door. So not all the seedlings are out quite yet, because we still have a few cold nights, and it does get down to some cool temperatures. So we've got the cold hardy plants like peas and lettuces out. All our tomatoes will come out in a little while and go in here. So the hothouse works quite well, especially in the daytimes. In the night times, it doesn't retain the heat really well, which is why we store things inside overnight at the moment. But at daytime, you know, if it's 10 degrees outside, you know, it'll be at least 20 degrees inside here, so it's pretty good. We're just measuring out a distance from the fence, about 2 meters. I'm going to run a garden bed just along this fence, because south is in this direction, so most of the sun's going to be on this side of the yard. And then we'll also run a bit of a garden bed along the back. So just got to measure it out, mark it, so we know where to dig, and then we can start turning over some soil. It's been a few weeks now since we turned all the gardens over, and as you can see in the garden behind me, we've started planting a whole heap of plants. So along the back here we've got peas. On the wall we've stuck a bunch of netting so that they can climb up. Got sunflowers at the back, tomatoes, and these are just sheets that we can drape over the top, so when we get a frost they're protected. We've got some calendulas and parsley. The rest of the garden isn't planted out yet. So everything inside the hothouse is going well. We've got some more tomato plants here and all sorts of stuff getting ready to go in the garden. Alright, let's see what's happening around the back. Along the way, here we are. We planted a row of onions here. They haven't come up yet. We've got some lettuces and silver beet here. Some bok choy plants and beetroots. This evening we're going to have dinner outside. Well, at least we're cooking it outside. In our new pot. So this is the garden we have out here. We've just got a couple of sunflower plants at the back, some tomatoes through here. Our mum just planted some carrots through here today as well. And today we're going to put another net just along this wall here so that we can grow some cucumbers and things like that. This net will be really good for our cucumbers that we're going to grow here. This is facing south, so it will get a lot of heat as well, so that'd be great. One thing is, when we were out the other day, we bought ourselves this. So this is a sort of like a camping fire setup. It packs up really flat, so it's got 4 panels. So it is really compact. So as a family, we like to go out camping, and it'll be really good for that because it packs down flat, and then you can just set it up where you are, and it doesn't take up that much room. Anyway, I'm going to try set it up for the first time. Let's see how it goes together. Alright, so here's the top grill. That goes on last. So I've had a quick look at the instructions, but we'll see how it goes. So it looks like these 2 pieces slide in together. And this third piece slides in at the back here.
Instructions.
What?
Don't need the instructions.
I did read them slightly. Let's see. There we go. So this is just the fire pit part of it, and then if you want to cook on top of it, you take the grill and slot it on top. Then you have a nice grill plate that you can either cook things like steaks, or even might be able to do something like shashlik on it, or you can put a pot in it as well. But yeah, the main advantage of this one is it's very compact and you can pretty much take it anywhere. It's made out of a good solid steel, so it's not going to warp too easily. And yeah, if you don't want to cook on it, it makes a nice fire just for atmosphere. Alright, we're going to light a fire in it and see how it performs. So I hope you guys enjoyed coming along on this update of our spring garden here. And yeah, if you did, leave the video a big thumbs up. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. And if you haven't subscribed, you can go down below and do that as well. And follow us along on our journey here in Russia. I hope you guys all have a great day. And I'll catch you on the next one.
Or they just put some rugs on the floor. It's like when you went to the youth group, like, talking about, oh, do you remember that time we randomly gate crashed in on such and such place?